All right. And I have no idea why they didn't come through Hangout to you, Mike, but I'm sure it didn't.
No, it did not. I'm sitting here like, what's going on?
I know. It's probably because I was messing with something. But,
as you do.
As we do, because it is our God-given right to do that. So, all right. So let me bring that out now, and I'll fix it. Come on, stop! Damn it! All right. Now it wants to be a pain. There it is. All right. There we go. Now we'll just stop that. Okay. So welcome to PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. Mike's pulling his hair out already.
Yes.
Mike, you've had a couple weeks off.
Yeah, I did.
So, you missed all this, See, I did this just for you.
I appreciate that. I think you did this to make me have to listen to it on YouTube. Find out what I missed.
But
and now Fubar gets the third version of the show.
Yes, they're completely different yet another time version of the show. This time with three hosts, and what I titled as "Firing on All Cylinders," because we are a Geo Metro from the early '90s. We are a 3-cylinder show. I've just made that decision.
The Geo Metro wasn't 3 cylinders, was it?
One of the versions of it was. Now you're gonna go look.
Yeah, I am.
And I hope I'm gonna be right. And if I'm not right, I'm gonna say that I'm right anyway. So.
Straight 3 engine.
Let's see here. Where does this come out of now? Nope, comes at the wrong place again. All right. Anyway, so welcome again. Like I said, PTR Radio. This is going to be a fun episode because we haven't all three been together for a while, and so we have lots of stories to talk about. Maybe yes, maybe no. Now, Colin, you're coming up on a vacation soon.
Yes.
So I think you might actually. Are you going to miss the next show? Is that what it is?
No, I will be here at the next show. It's one of the shows after that.
Okay, that you're going to miss.
Yeah.
Because you are going, as we mentioned on the last show, to Disneyland and Universal Studios again.
Disney World.
Disney World. I cannot tell. Why don't they just say Disney? I'm just going to say Disney.
Just say Disney's fine.
You're going to Disney and Universal.
Yes. Because if you say that I'm going to Disneyland and then I'm going to see Harry Potter at Universal, then I'd be crossing the entire country to do that thing.
Yeah, well, maybe you want to do that. Maybe you're a jet setter and we don't know about it. I mean, you are, but...
What's crazy is there are people who've done just that.
Well, yeah, of course.
They've started at Disneyland at the beginning of the day, and then they fly over to Disney World, and then go back to the Magic Kingdom of Disney World just to say they did it.
Yeah, those are what we refer to as crazy people, and they are not to be trusted. So... Yeah. That's what I call them. I don't know what you call them, but yeah. So
crazy grade A.
Crazy grade A, and the world is full of crazy grade A people, and we're going to get into some of those crazy people a little bit later on. Sorry, I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on with the sound so that I could fix it for the break, but it doesn't really matter. As you know, we're on Radio Fubar for the first hour of the show, and so we're on basically. If you want the second hour of the show, you have to either download the podcast or tune in next week. That's the way it goes. But this last Saturday, we were on again for a few minutes. We were because they have this new thing called the Week in Review. And so we submitted some clips. And we actually got mentioned in the Week in Review.
Amazing.
It is amazing when only 3 of the 30 shows submit clips that we're mentioned. Actually, the amazing part is that I clipped the show.
Yes, that is amazing.
So, Mike, we're back to clipping.
Oh, okay.
Didn't I read something about, drunk clipping?
Drunk clipping?
Yeah, weren't you drunk?
No, but I was listening back to the show from when you and I did it, and I was still getting over a cold.
Right.
And I made the comment that I was listening to the show, and I could swear that I was either drunk off my ass or slow or both because of the way that I sounded. Now, who knows? I could, in a week be listening back to this show and feel the exact same way, because right now my head is killing me.
You don't sound drunk.
No, well, hopefully not. But,
but we can only
the night's still early, so it could come to that.
We have to get to the second half, and then... And Mike, the second half of the show, you might have to take over because Shaggy might be drunk again.
Yeah, I may. I woke up at 3:30 with a migraine that wouldn't stop. So I took 2 of my horse painkillers, and it still didn't stop. So at 10 o'clock when I got to work, or 10 o'clock when I was break time at work, I took 2 more. And I'm only allowed to take 4 in a 24-hour period, so
right.
I can't take any more.
Well, at least you have tomorrow off.
Yes, that's true. I have to try and figure out a way to go to sleep tonight, though. So, and there's a problem. There's a new law change. I don't know if you know this, Mike. Your state might have the same. Mike's in New Jersey. We're in Illinois. For those that don't know, I have a prescription for it's hydrocodone. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And, Mike, I'm sure you're familiar with it. Being a hockey player, messing up your knees and your back and everything else. Probably been on it.
Once or twice, yeah.
Yeah. Well, now, because I called to get a refill because I'm out. Because I only get 30 pills at a time, and it has to last me at least 30 days, yada, yada, yada. Usually lasts me almost 6 months. But so I called to get a refill, and they're like, oh, well, are you aware of the new law? I said, no. What new law? And they said, oh, we can't fax it or transmit it over web to the pharmacy anymore. You have to come in and get a paper prescription and take it there. Because we're going backwards. Because it's a controlled substance, and they think that this is somehow more secure than this encrypted channel between the clinic and the pharmacy.
You can't have a nice digitally signed thing going to the pharmacy. No, you have to have this piece of paper that the kindergartner scrolled on to prove that you get this.
Yeah. We are going backwards in medicine. Meanwhile, I could go to any corner and get that same prescription. I just have to pay a whole lot more. That's what would happen. And of course they're doing it because they say they're doing this all because of that reason, because people are selling these pills. No, I need these pills. I actually need more of these pills than what they give me.
Well, does that have to do with how because it's been reclassified?
It's always been a narcotic.
Yeah, but I thought they did something with the drugs that they reclassified some of them to like a higher standard or some crap. I don't know. Maybe I've been taking them because maybe I'm talking out my ass.
Yeah, could be. But so that just pissed me off. We're going to a paperless society where everything is electronic. But now I have to go back in. I have to make an extra trip in to get a prescription. So, it's a pain in the ass. Meanwhile, there's another technological advance which was announced last Thursday. Did anyone else get excited about Echo?
No.
I did until I realized that video was promoting the beta of Echo.
Yeah, but all the upgrades will be in software, not necessarily in hardware. How can they change the hardware? Everything's being processed in the cloud anyway.
Well, look, I was excited about it until I realized that somehow that's just going to be one more thing in this house that is telling me what to do.
Yeah, and for those that have been living under a rock, Amazon Echo, or as they call it in the commercial, Alexa, which I think is a dumb name, and hopefully you can change that.
Yeah, but it's a name that they've had for their search system for years.
Yeah. So it's Siri in a can, is what I've heard people refer to it as. It's a cylinder. It's a cylinder which sits on your desk or a shelf or a table or wherever. It can stay plugged in, but I think there's also a battery component to it so that you don't have to have it plugged in necessarily all the time. It's a Bluetooth speaker, Class 4 Bluetooth speaker. It's also a far-field microphone, voice-activated voice recognition and internet query engine.
Yes.
So you can ask it certain things. You can say, for example, how tall is Mount Everest? And it will tell you. How many teaspoons are in a tablespoon? Stupid shit.
Of course, the most important thing to yell at it would be Gary Busey.
Gary Busey.
Yes.
Because I have the Amazon Fire TV. Yeah, it is fun to yell Gary Busey into the remote, just because.
They should have it as an Easter egg that if you yell Gary Busey into the Fire TV remote, it automatically plays the commercial before it pulls up any results.
and then it promises to be on your podcast, and then never call back.
Never calls. So I'm interested in it for the music aspect of it, because they say they integrate with Pandora and Spotify and Amazon Music, and I really would like to be able to, essentially tell it play this playlist, vocally tell it to stop, pause, next track, etc. I like being able to do that because I like control of my music.
I'm going to wait for version 2 where you get the little mittens like in the movie Minority Report, and you can start doing stuff like this in the air.
Well, honestly, that's something I have thought about, figure out how to do with a Kinect sensor and a PC.
Yeah, but Kinect is dead.
Kinect isn't dead.
Kinect is dead.
No.
Colin, you're the Microsoft guy. Is Kinect dead?
No, it's been on the Xbox One, I guess. It's not as important, but it's coming out for the PC now. It's probably going to be integrated with laptops in the future, so it's not dead. It's just not the thing anymore. Because as Yahtzee from The Escapist says, the best thing to play a game with is a controller.
Yes.
All this thing waving stuff around is just stupid.
Yes, but I do like the idea, and 0.5% of the population that listens to our show will get this. I like the idea of being able to do a database diagram and create all my tables and do all of my foreign key relationships in the air.
Yeah, I do that in my head.
Well, I know, but I want to actually do it with the software in the air.
Only if I could do it with the same way that Tony Stark does.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
If I can get Tony Stark stuff where I have like a room full of animators who are watching me and trying to figure out what I want, because most of what Tony Stark was doing was waving hands around and things magically happened.
Mm-hmm.
My thing on all this whole thing.
Yes.
I have a device for every app.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an app for everything.
Yeah, like your 3 phones.
Yeah. Well, I have a Windows phone, I have an Android phone, and I have an iPhone 6. Okay. Yeah, the Android phone has the Google thing where you talk to Google. The Windows phone has Cortana.
Yeah.
And the iPhone has Siri.
Mm-hmm.
I do not talk to any of those 3 things.
See, I actually do talk to my phone, especially in the car. It's been hands-free mode on the Galaxy has been very useful the last 3 or 4 days in the car.
I will give you that, because when I with my Windows phone and I told it to do something in the car, it was great. It worked. When I tried it on the Android phone, it was great. It worked. My iPhone said, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Or it didn't do anything. I looked at it later, and it had gone to some screen that showed me how to do that. And I'm like, I'm driving. showing me the screen to do that doesn't do me any good.
Well, and hands-free mode on the Galaxy actually is hands-free and it's eyes-free because, and not just S-voice, I'm talking hands-free version because when you dictate a text message, it reads it back to you and says, is this correct? Do you want me to send it?
Yeah.
So you're not staring down looking at the text-to-speech engine and what did it screw up.
I'll give you that.
I like that. Now, Mike, what do you think? Do you ever use it?
No, because 9 times out of 10, if I'm driving, either I'm going somewhere where I don't need to worry about what's going on the phone, or Kim is in the truck with me and she's Facebooking away in the passenger seat, so I'm not going to be doing anything on my phone while I'm driving. Somebody needs to be paying attention with our lives.
See, I'm driving alone. So I don't have.
It's in the car. It's like an ongoing joke that it's like, oh well, I'll have to watch for. No, you're going to be Facebooking. So
do you have in New Jersey? Do you have a no phones law in your car?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And it is actually, I think in the past, I think when it first came out, it was not a primary offense. Now it is a primary offense, meaning the cops can pull you over for it.
Yeah, so it's
the same here. Yeah, and although you can do hands-free in the car.
Yes.
Here.
I think there's like one button push allowed.
Yeah. You can do hands-free. They didn't define it down to button push, but you're allowed to make and receive calls if you're on your phone. And I guess they didn't define a button push because so many people around here use their phones as their GPS.
Yeah.
And I know technically you're not supposed to input anything on your GPS while you're moving, but
yeah, the law here is so micromanaging. It's kind of ridiculous.
You cannot use your phone. I mean, the only thing you can do with the phone is you're allowed to reach out and like if you have to push a button to make it listen to you, you can do that. That's it.
But and they've got cops running around in big rigs so that they can look down into your car to see if you have it on your lap in speakerphone mode because that doesn't count. They've solved every other crime in the state. There's nothing else that needs done. There's no rape, there's no murder, there's no drugs, there's no nothing. They have solved everything else, and the only thing they have to do is seatbelts and cell phones. I have a problem with them.
I don't.
You don't have a problem with them not concentrating on real crime?
No, because they're a traffic cop. I want the traffic cop far away from trying to solve a murder. Can you just imagine someone, law and order traffic cop? This person's died. Oh, how fast was he going when he died? Well, he was murdered with a knife.
But
maybe how fast was the knife going?
But if we didn't have as many traffic cops because they weren't doing that bullshit stuff, we could afford to hire more investigative cops.
Yeah, I've been working for the government long enough to know that's not how it works.
Well, it would be nice if it did.
There would not be more investigative cops.
Yes.
There would just be more donuts.
Could be. It was a funny thing. I was actually at a Crime Stoppers thing, and they were doing the existing coordinator, who was a cop, because we get him from the Springfield Police Department, was retiring, and somebody else was taking over, and probably 80% of the pictures in the slideshow they were showing had him with a cup of coffee and a donut.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, there's no truth to that rumor whatsoever that cops eat donuts.
Mike, for most of our lives, most of Shaggy and I, as long as we've been alive, there's been one head cop here in our county. The guy started off as the Crime Stoppers guy, so he was always on television going through the latest Crime Stoppers thing. This place was robbed, and then he was always there on TV with this picture in the background of himself with John Walsh from
yes,
Most Wanted.
Most Wanted, right.
And then, so eventually, he managed to take that and actually get himself elected sheriff. So always this guy has been the head cop here. And just, 2 weeks ago with the election, he retired, and we had a new cop that no one knows. And it's just been a little weird. Not knowing who's in charge of our...
what was weird was the cop who was in charge forever should have had about 4 DUIs. All right? But, gosh, he never got caught.
Oh, it's amazing.
Even though he wrecked 3 highway barriers.
But the funniest thing was that one of his employees is the guy who won as the new sheriff. And I was not surprised when he won, because the other guy running against him, they sent us this, as many of the other political ads we got was, this picture came in of him in a state trooper's uniform. And the guy, just the way he was standing and the way he looked, it looked like he was being forced to keep his bullets in his shirt pocket instead of his gun.
And he only got one of them.
So, Barney Fife.
Yeah.
He looked like Barney Fife. I mean, he doesn't look like Don Knutts, but he looks like a Barney. And it was just looking going, this guy is not going to win.
Is he purple?
No, he's still in black and white.
Okay.
You know what? Since we're on politics, let's talk, national politics.
Can we talk politics with Mike? Because usually it's just with the two of us.
The effects of the elections. How we'll break it down. How is it going to affect? How badly are we screwed for the next 4 years? Mike, go ahead. You start off.
What are you talking about? Those elections didn't happen yet.
Right.
And listen, we'll just talk about the next election, okay? The rest of the country is going to be better off. New Jersey is the state that's going to get screwed. Why? Because we're losing our governor.
That's right. Now. He is going to become president, and I will vote for him.
Who won't vote for him? I mean, seriously.
Did you hear the last thing that he was on?
Where he told a heckler to sit down and
shut up?
Yes.
That was great.
We need that. He will go to North Korea to Kim Jong fuck up and take him in a headlock and give him noogies and be like, listen, get a haircut, get a real job, let your people go. All right? I'm telling you right now, Tony Soprano's going to be right here. I swear to God. Go.
Yeah.
Give me a donut.
Yeah, I know. It was
be the first plus-size president. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Let's see here. I don't know if this will come through.
And it's going to give so much comedic material to everyone about the presidential physical fitness program. Do they still even have that in school?
I think Arnold still does that.
Okay. Arnold, I can see doing it.
Yeah.
Chris Christie talking about healthy school lunches and dietary requirements. And listen, man, Chris Christie comes in, we're going to get all kinds of new weight loss drugs. Why? Because the president needs them too.
Well, he has lost some weight, though.
He has. But ephedrine is going to come back. That was awesome.
You mean ephedrine? Not ephedrine?
Thing.
Okay. All right. Is he gonna get addicted as well?
He is.
Okay.
I was looking for the joke, but I hadn't got there yet.
I tell you what, we ended up with a new governor. Actually, we had a party switch here.
Yes.
Which was amazing. Didn't know that was gonna happen. And so now everything's in chaos. Because you don't know what's going to occur in the next 2 months.
Yeah, it's a worry.
And so, and it was an upset because, for one, somebody else won Chicago other than a Democrat, which just doesn't happen.
No. But our previous governor is
But
25.
As I said, I'm not so worried about the run of Democratic governors getting broken. That record I'm not too worried about. I'm worried about what happens if he doesn't get put in jail. Because that's a record we have come to, really hold high.
I don't think he's going to be going to jail because I don't think he thinks enough to do anything bad enough to go to jail for. Unless you go to jail for being utterly boring and ineffectual.
Well, you never know. It could happen. And if we've got, because that'd be, 4 in a row?
Since I don't, nobody cares about Illinois politics.
No.
Except when, people are going to jail.
Jail.
Our current governor was Blagojevich's lieutenant governor. And he was given the job
By the way,
shut up.
PTR Radio broke the story first.
Yes.
About Rod going to jail. We were the first on the scene. We knew it was going to happen. We called our shot. All right.
Wait, I've got breaking news.
All right.
Rob Ford has applied for U.S. citizenship and will be running for governor of New Jersey.
All right. There you go. See? He's planning for a 2016 run.
His first action will be to clean up Camden County, which is by far the biggest drug and crime problem in New Jersey, by personally getting rid of all the crack.
Well, some things he has to take in firsthand. He has to be able to deal with it himself.
Just keep in mind that it probably won't last long, because then he'll realize, oh, crap, I really should have been running for mayor of D.C. That's obviously the job for him.
Yeah, so, I don't know. I tell you what, a lot of other shows on Radio Fubar are political shows, and we're obviously not.
No,
we are not.
We're not. Because we speak the truth. We know that they're all going to screw you over. Democrat, Republican, spaghetti monster, whatever it is, they're going to screw you over.
While we're talking about getting screwed here, pal.
All right.
I've got a huge issue that I'm going to bring up about a topic that's near and dear to your heart. And I'm looking right at you.
Okay.
If BBC America doesn't stop running so many fucking Top Gear commercials during Doctor Who.
Well, it's one of their...
You're watching commercials during Doctor Who?
Yeah, then you're...
Because Doctor Who has no
fast forward. When I fast forward on the DVR, right, I see, because I swear to God, somebody over at BBC realizes people are DVRing our shit. So instead of actually running commercials, they just put up a title screen for 30 seconds. So while you're fast forwarding through, right, it's a still image that just stays there for 5 seconds, and it burns into your retinas. Top Gear.
Well, I don't.
Gear.
Colin and I are sitting here amazed because we watch Doctor Who all the time, and there are no commercials.
No, not one.
It is 60 or 62 minutes of content.
Because BBC has no commercials.
Yeah, the BBC doesn't air commercials.
It's a commercial.
Yeah.
I'd have to watch it on BBC America.
Why? I don't understand that. Why would you do that?
Because I haven't figured out how to get Plex on my new fancy smart TV yet.
I don't.
Instead of hooking up the Roku, I got this stupid. We got this Samsung smart TV that my wife is amazed by. She's like, "Oh, let me show you the pictures I took today." Boom. There it is on the screen. 48 inches of my dog who's sitting right next to me right now. That's awesome.
In HD.
Yeah. So I have not done it yet, but I'm going to annoy her when she comes home from work tomorrow by sitting in my recliner playing Plants vs. Zombies on the 48-inch screen. But yeah, so it's web connected, right? So I can watch my Netflix. I can watch HBO Go. I can watch Amazon.
How about Amazon? Okay,
I can watch Amazon Instant Video. I can Facebook, but I don't have an actual keyboard, so it's kind of pointless. But
right.
I haven't figured out about putting Plex on there yet. I don't know if I can.
You should be able to. Samsung Smart TV? Yeah.
Okay.
And if you can't, there's always Roku on a stick.
Or the new Fire TV stick.
Yep.
Or the matchstick.
Yes.
Which I have. It was my first official backing on Kickstarter. Was the matchstick.
Yep. Yep. Speaking of Kickstarter and the like, Mike, I found something for you. You are going to enjoy. There is an Indiegogo campaign just for you.
Oh,
all right.
No.
Yes, sir. It is your favorite movie. They are trying to make a sequel.
Oh.
That's right. Iron Sky 2. The Coming Race.
Yo, don't give him the first sentence there.
Join the war against Adolf Hitler and his dinosaur army.
How can I not back this now? That right there. And then I go further down and read, to save humanity, they must fight the Vril, an ancient shape-shifting reptilian race and their army of dinosaurs. How will this not be an Academy Award-winning motion picture?
I don't know.
But at least it's an original idea. It's not a remake. And the next line is great. Yes, you're reading it right. It's Iron Sky meets Jurassic Park goes Indiana Jones. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, for $55, Mike, you can get in and get a Steelbook Blu-ray version.
Because I need to see...
With digital download.
No, see, no.
And special features exclusive to supporters.
No,
Perks include Dictator's cut of the previous film Iron Sky.
Oh, no.
The Dictator's cut.
No.
What?
I need to... Can I do an Indiegogo to fund an Indiegogo? Because for $50,000, I get to be...
In the movie?
I get invited to all events during the production and release, including the wrap party, red carpet premiere, and regional premieres, as well as the test screening, and I can visit the set when I choose to, as long as I check with the production crew beforehand. I don't know if I like that part, because if I'm donating a tenth of your fucking budget, I better have.
Now, aren't we the ones that coined the phrase, it was Nazis on the moon? I think we came up with that phrase. I don't believe that was in the original, trailer or anything for Iron Sky. And this proves, again, how many people listen to PTR, because if you look at the poster, it says, Nazis on the moon was just scraping the surface. The ugly truth about mankind is about to be revealed. I think that these people listen to our show.
Somebody has to.
I mean, the downloads don't just happen on their own.
No. And this is based out of Helsinki, so we have international listeners.
Well, yeah. Norway loves PTR. It's not that far away. In fact, you know what? I was on in some messages today and over the weekend with the Radio Fubar staff. They've extended and created some new positions, and one of them is head of media relations. All right, who's in charge of getting press credentials and organizing interviews. So I think that we need to submit a formal request to get someone from this project on the air with us in an upcoming episode.
Yes, provided they speak English.
Everyone speaks English. This is Earth. English is the #1 spoken language.
All the other languages are imaginary.
That's right.
there's pretentious people who they just couldn't do with just the one language. They had to make something else up.
I think we need Taro Kokoma, who's one of the producers, to be on the show. They have a global fan base, but film distribution works locally. This means we can't get the film simultaneously out to all of our fans, which is BS, if we may be so blunt. And we're set to fix it and change the world of independent film distribution for the better. I agree. So that's what we need to do. We need to get these people on the show, and I think we can make this happen. Radio Fubar, folks, this is what we want you to do.
Yep.
I'll put in a request.
Staying on the movie theme.
Yes.
So I saw 2 movies this weekend in the theaters. I saw Big Hero 6.
How did I know that was going to be the first one you said?
Okay, what's the other one I'm going to say?
Please don't let it be Box Trolls.
No.
Okay.
Interstellar.
I was about to say, those are the big 2 that are out right now, and there's a question about which one's going to be able to last in the theater longer.
I think they're probably both last in the theater pretty long. Interstellar was fabulous. I actually drove 100 miles.
To go see it on the IMAX, didn't you?
No, but I went to Bloomington.
Okay.
It's 100 miles.
No,
it's
about,
it's
70.
Yeah, 70 miles. No, there's a mega screen in Bloomington.
Ah, okay.
So I saw it at the Waringburg Theater. You ever been to a Waringburg Theater?
No, is that the one that serves you dinner, though? And has a bar?
There are some that do that. But they're like this family-owned place.
Okay.
They have the cheesiest opening ever with, like, Waringburg whispers. Like, all the surround sound speakers going Waringburg.
Is that the one behind the old decrepit outlet mall?
Yes.
All right, I know that one well. I saw Clash of the 3D there.
Ah, that's a good theater.
It wasn't too bad.
Because it has rocking chairs. I like rocking chairs.
Next time you go there, ask them if they will do a film premiere for Iron Sky 2. We could all drive there. That would be great.
Yeah, it would be.
Mike, you can handle the New Jersey hookup.
No, listen. Straight up, if you get Iron Sky 2 to premiere at a theater by you, saying it, putting it out there, I will come to that premiere. And we will have a face-to-face live review show.
We'll do a meet and greet before the show.
Yes.
And then we'll be the MCs for the post-show review and interview with all the guests.
It needs to be a marathon, though. Both.
Oh, yeah, of course it has to be a marathon.
Of course, because we need to get sauced up to watch the second one. But
yeah, I saw this and I thought of you, Mike.
Listen, Iron Sky was I still don't understand how that didn't go bigger.
And by the way, that's on the Roku.
Probably
that's on the Plex.
That's on Netflix.
Okay, well, it's on Netflix too.
The director's cut.
Because they made a huge strategic mistake. They didn't have Mel Brooks working on it.
That would have made a slight difference.
If it had Mel Brooks or some other prominent Jew to be the headliner, then they would have made it much more palatable.
Well, the rumor is that Casey Kasem is going to somehow have a cameo in this.
You know, he isn't buried yet.
Yeah, that was my segue. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I do not understand, and there's a logic behind it. Allegedly, Gene Kasem is keeping him over there, hasn't have him embalmed or anything yet.
Right.
So that his body decays past the point of being admissible for forensic evidence.
Yeah. For elderly abuse.
The elder abuse. I read that and I was like, you have got to be got on the phone with my lawyer, said, we need to get together and draw up a will.
Yeah.
Because I'm noticing that Kim is giving me the "I will kill you where you sleep" look more often, and I don't want to be rotting away in some foreign country.
Yeah, moving the body around to make sure that Mr. Bird can't get the body in for an autopsy.
Yes. Because if I can trust anybody in this house, it's Mr. Bird.
Yeah, that's true. So, no, I heard that today on the radio, and I'm like, I can't believe that this is actually the case. You know, that this is going to happen, or that this is happening.
It's loud.
How do you just move a body when you feel like it? You know?
Well, you could ask, what was that guy you knew?
The guy
the Italian guy who used to call
Vinny?
Vinny?
You just call up Vinny with his truck?
Yeah, Vinny.
And say, hey,
yeah.
Casey needs to move tonight?
Was that Sherlock on Blu-ray?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I lent it to Shaggy a while back so he could watch it.
You're busy looking at my desk.
Yep.
Okay. I'll buy that. So, okay. Anyway, moving along. Oh, let's see.
There was something else that I felt the need to discuss. And now I can't remember what the hell it was.
Was that the big story that we couldn't discuss last time because you weren't here?
No. Actually, I had to do a double take because I almost fell for. I was checking the death pool tracker because we're running out of time here, folks.
We are. In fact, I was talking on the blogs the other day that, you know, it's December 1st is when we open up the voting for the next year.
Oh crap! That's right.
And it's right around the corner. So we're going to open up, for those that don't know, we do a celebrity death pool. This will be our 3rd year for the celebrity death pool. And so come December 1st, you'll be able to go to PTRradio.com, and you'll be able to submit your 5 picks for celebrities you think are going to die in 2015. Now, they have to die after January 1, okay, on or after January 1, and before December 31st of the next year. And you will get points, and we're working out we're tweaking the point system a little bit, I think, to make it to get higher point values.
Yeah. Because I'm tired of winning.
To basically eliminate or virtually eliminate any possibility of having a tie like we have this year.
Yeah. Yeah. So the idea was, I think if I remember right, the last scoring methodology that we were going to do was we were going to assume that everyone lives to 100. And then whenever someone dies, we take their age off of 100, and that's how many points you receive. If you pick that person. So let's say that, you know, Casey Kasem died at 90, you would get 10 points. All right? Whereas if you picked all young people and got lucky and even one of them died, you could still win. So let's say you picked Justin Bieber and he kicked the bucket, and let's say that he was 23, well, that's 77 points. You could get one person right and still win the game. And Mike, with his Excel wizardry, was going to make that happen.
I can make that happen. I already have that part figured out. The issue that I have, well, no, because we covered in the rules that if you submit your picks before December 31st, which you have to, and somebody passes before that, you'll be allowed to replace your pick.
To repick, yeah.
Right. You know, as a one-time courtesy.
Yeah.
But we got to tweak some rules based off of things that happen now. Like if you submit somebody who already died,
You don't get to replace that person.
You do not get to replace that person. So do your fucking research this time. Don't send in somebody who's already dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't inherit the title of Commandant of the Stupid.
Yeah.
And I think we also had like a 2-week grace period where if you gave us the pick, like, when's our due date?
Our due date is you have to have your picks in no later than December 31st.
Right. So if you put a pick in December 31st, and then someone dies on the 1st, then you have to pick again.
No.
Yeah, because we don't want someone going, oh, I just found out December 31st that this person just got hit by a car and is now dying in a hospital. I'm going to put that pick in.
Now, if we read the rules, okay, the rules, which are posted on PTR, first of all, a celebrity is defined as a person who lives their life in the public domain, such as sportsman, entertainer, author, scientist, etc. Characters, such as Bart Simpson, Brian Griffin, etc., are not considered celebrities and therefore are not eligible as picks. Anyone who provides selections of non-celebrity names will be penalized at the discretion of the host of PTR Radio by applying one of the following penalties: having that pick removed and not being able to and being allowed to replace, having the pick removed and not being allowed to replace, disqualifying the participant from the contest in its totality. In this case, this rule was from last year. Participants from 2013 are only allowed to repeat one person from the 2014 list. This rule does not affect new participants.
I have to find this because I know I have this.
The rules?
Somewhere. Yeah.
They're right there on the death pool.
And on the previous one,
page.
We added a retroactive rule, which was you could also get your pick back if you pay the penalty that we come up with.
Yes. Yeah. You know.
Because that was more fun.
In 2014, we required that you pick at least one celebrity who was under the age of 40 as of January 1st. Death row prisoners and winners in right-to-die court cases are not allowed. Picks of this nature will have penalties applied. Murdering one of your picks will result in immediate disqualification. If a participant's pick is declared legally dead but is brought back to life, no points will be awarded. In the event that there is a tie at the end of 2014, the following will be used as tiebreakers, and then we go through it. Prizes at time of writing will be as follows and are subject to change at the discretion of the host of PTR Radio. So here is what the prizes are. Grand prize will be a famous and glorious PTR box of random awesomeness. And then first strike prize will be a random item furnished by one of the PTR Radio sponsors.
All right. See, now I'm going to copy
which is getting fewer and fewer. But we still do have them. So, those are the rules, and those were the rules for the 2014 rule. We will probably be changing them slightly for the 2015 contest, which will start up December 1st. So, next show, which will be on the next live show, where we're doing the whole show live, will be the 24th, and we will go over all the rules, show you on the website where to do everything, and then entries will be on the 1st.
Just keep in mind that on that date, we might be kind of slow from all the turkey we ate the week before.
True. Still have some Tripto, whatever.
Now, I have a question for you, Mike. If you had known that Tommy Chong was going to be on Dancing with the Stars, would you have put him on your list?
Oh, hell no. Hell
no.
That's exactly why Cloris Leachman wasn't on my list, because she did Dancing with the Stars. And honestly, I have no idea who the hell I haven't even put any thought into this.
No, I haven't either, which is why we give them the entire month of December to put their picks in.
Yeah, even though so I always put Louise, which is spelled wrong still, but Louise Rayner on my list. I'll get no points next year for having her if she dies.
That's the issue, because she's over 100.
Yes, but I'm still going to have her on my list. So
how would that? We have to decide how that would work.
She's over 100?
She is the oldest.
Damn.
Living Oscar winner.
Okay.
So does that let's say she's 104. Does that mean if she passes, you get 4 points?
I'm going to say that. Well, I mean, to some degree, that does make sense because, she's old, expected to die. 100 years old. Why isn't she dead already?
Yeah, and for next year, she will be 105 because she was actually born in January.
I mean, that's easy to determine. I mean, that's just you just have to do an absolute function on that.
Yeah. Right.
Because I think the original rules you guys came up with, she would actually, if she died, she would be worth -4 points.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. Believe me, that's been in the back of my mind because I know she was over 100. So.
But that's fine because I would actually like to lose. So if I could actually end up being the big loser next year by having someone who dies over 100, that would be awesome.
Technically, based off of our rules, right now you are not.
I'm still the winning host.
Yes, but.
Yeah, in the event of a tie, first strike wins.
Which would be Stefan.
Yes. Right. So, and in the event of that tie, then other things are, come into play. So, yeah, it's all on our website, ptrradio.com, if you're interested in that. And like I said, we will be opening up it come December 1st. And I'm going to try and get everybody on Radio Fubar to pimp that contest and see if we can't get, a couple, 2 or 3 dozen worth of people this year to play the game.
Yeah, let's make sure that my spreadsheet it has to be basically coded on the HAL 9000.
Well, I mean, it's better than the 10 people that we have this year.
Excuse me. 11.
Okay, 11. Is that counting hosts?
No.
Okay.
Yes, that is counting hosts. I'm sorry.
So that doesn't count. So 7.
Yeah.
Because we have to play.
Yes. I will point out, I don't think it's an official rule, but it is definitely the #1 unofficial rule of the game, which is that it is against the unofficial rule of the game to root for anybody to die.
Yes. Yeah, that is the thing that we talk about every time a celebrity dies. We talked about it with Robin Williams, is that this is not a game to celebrate people dying, but it is going to happen anyway.
Yes.
As we said, if you cause the death of one of your celebrities, you are disqualified.
Yes, and we will. If we were to see someone hoping that one of their people is going to die, then that's.
We will look poorly on you.
We will look poorly, unless you happen to have Zsa
Zsa Gabor.
Ryan Smith has a Fidel Castro on his list. Yeah. Whatever.
I mean, and I think it's going to be a fun game next year for us. I think it's going to be very, very entertaining to see who all we can get picked.
Yes. Like I said, I usually play this game to see if I can not pick anybody who dies.
And you haven't been able to accomplish that yet.
Yeah.
So.
Without being stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have put the latest Tom Hanks, and you still have to put people on the list who have a chance better than 0 of dying. Yeah,
I mean you need
the 104-year-old oldest living.
Yeah, you did really good there. So
at this point she's been on my list 3 years, and I figure that I am responsible for keeping her alive.
Well, and
if I
it could
took
happen.
her off the list, she would die a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Weirder things have happened as well. So, sometimes you just have to play the long game. Hope that it comes out. So, all right. With that being said, I think we are just about up against it for our first hour. But we will be back for our second hour. So make sure that you tune in for the second hour of the show. For those of you in Radio Fubar, that will be 7 days from now. For everybody else, that will be about, 2 minutes from now. So make sure that you do, stay tuned. Make sure that you check out the podcast. Again, I want to thank all of our Radio Fubar listeners for hanging in there and sticking through it. Meanwhile, I'm looking up something to listen to for break. So anyway, this is PTR Radio. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this. Maybe. Then again, maybe not, because that's not even playing out through anything, which that sucks. So, and I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know why everything went crazy all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But that's what happens. Let's disconnect that one so that let's connect that one. There. Now at least Radio Fubar won't be able to hear me, fumble around till next week. They can listen to me fumble around next week.
And next week they can resume listening to the fumbling around.
Yes, exactly. I don't know why I can kind of hear Mike, but I can't hear Mike. But then I can hear Mike. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it, Mike, right there. Yeah, good job. None of my audio is playing through, not even locally anymore. I don't even know what the hell the problem is. Other than I think it's just broken. I think the whole rig's just broken and we need to start over, Mike.
Rewiring time!
I think I just need to rewire the whole studio again.
Don't do that.
Yep, that's what's going to happen. That's what it's going to come down to is we're rewiring.
No. Not allowed. The only rewiring that's going to happen is if you run a dedicated fiber optic cable from your studio to mine.
Oh, hey, I think I might have got it now. All right.
I heard flash.
Yep. All right. So we'll be right back after this. Stay tuned.
Now, you see, my friend Mr. Sean Connery asked me to come here today and give an introduction to this little thing we call Apeman and the Cylon. Now, since I have a lot, I decided I would do him a favor and introduce this little thing we call Apeman and the Cylon to all you wonderful people. Now, I have no idea what this is about, so I'm going to go find me some Jello pudding while you wonderful people listen to this thing we call Apeman and the Cylon.
Yo, Flash, have you finished picking up the dog shit yet?
Negative. Flash is having great difficulty with this task this week.
Whoa, something you can't do? Get the fuck out of here. What the problem is?
Flash's thermal scanners cannot detect canine excrement in an atmosphere less than 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, so use your olfactory sensors.
Negative. Canine excrement does not emit any odor in that temperature range. Flash is forced to use visual scans only.
Well, don't that just suck? All this technology that's so frickin' advanced, and you're forced to do the job like a human being.
That is not the issue, although it does suck. The foliage from the trees is covering the canine excrement, so even visual scans are proving ineffective.
Welcome to my world.
Does Apeman see this?
See what?
Look at Flash's foot.
Oh, man, come on. Don't be walking around in here with that on your foot. Go out in the yard and scrape that off right now.
By your command, Flash needs to get cleaned up anyway.
For what?
Flash starts his new paying job tonight.
Wait, to what? What job? When in the fuck did this happen?
Flash applied for a job online and was hired due to his experience.
Experience of what? Killing humans in the Cylon Wars?
Negative. At that, Flash admits he did embellish a little bit on his application.
We won't go there, and of course you had to. But who the fuck would hire you?
Someone saw Flash performing at And remember Flash.
Yeah, and what's the job?
Flash wants Apeman to yes.
No.
It will be fun.
No, it won't.
Please, with a cherry on top.
Will you just fucking tell me already?
By your command, Flash is going to be one of Santa's at the mall.
What? You're serious, aren't you?
Yes, the manager said that Flash would be entertaining and bring a new sense of excitement to pictures with Santa.
I can't believe that Well, wait a second. You know, as I'm thinking about it, this makes perfect sense. The manager is going to tell people that you're real, and technically...
Flash is real.
Yeah, you're right. This manager is a genius, actually.
Would Apeman like to come to work with Flash?
You know, I might just do that because I think this is going to be an interesting situation.
Apeman can sit on Santa's lap.
No, that ain't going to happen.
But Mrs. Apeman already said...
You tin fuck! You asked her before you asked me?
Affirmative. Flash knew she would not say no.
Oh, you son of a bitch! You're going behind my back like that? Are you kidding me?
Mrs. Apeman asked me to tell you to please put these seats in the truck down and place a blanket in the back.
Oh, come on! We're taking the dogs too?
Affirmative.
Goddamn piss, shit, ass, fucking fuck, cocksucker!
That's not exactly Christmas spirit I hear in your voice, Apeman.
I'll give you Christmas spirit, you backstabbing tin can. There was actually quite a bit of filth flying filth in this thing. I might have to hand my friend Mr. Sean Connery a little whooping for having me, Mr. Bill Cosby, introducing this thing. Do you have any ideas for things you want to see Flash do? Dress along with all of your Jello pudding. Show at PTRradio.com, and you might get to be a guest on the episode of the Apeman and the Cylon, exclusively on the PTR Radio Show. PTR Radio. We have strong feet. What exactly does that mean, strong feet? Is that some kind of racist thing? Because I will buy this show and take it off the air and put it in my closet just like the little rascal.
This is PTR Radio with Colin.
Well, indicted means he was actually, went in front of the jury and they said, yes, you're guilty.
Indicted?
Yeah, indicted.
That's how you pronounce it, is indicted.
Indicted. The C is silent.
Oh.
And now, live on the fabulous interweb, PTR Radio. This is PTR Radio.
All right, everybody, and we're back. I got to get working on more intros because I just keep using those two. In fact, Mike, I think you and I even kind of found one the last time you and I recorded. Well, not found one, but I kind of worked myself into one. So I just need to isolate it out. But anyway, thought you guys might want to know the damn it, where is it at now? I submitted the clips we were talking about this week in Radio Fubar, right? And I submitted the clips for the last show, and the one before this one, and let me see here. What were they? They were
or the one before this one.
Yes, the one before the before. But not after the after, but before the before time, when now is now and not now is then.
Yes.
So, but it was, damn. Now I'm completely screwed up on what it is and where it is. But here it is. It was Crazy English Electrostatic Lady and Colin and Shaggy Talk, Somebody's Got to Do It, and What We Want from News. Those were the two that we submitted. Now, we also had, but it was kind of long, Slut 15-year-old has drunken sex with 13-year-old. I'm going with descriptive titles these times so that I know what we were talking about. So, those were the topics that we covered last time. If you missed the beginning of we talked about Iron Sky Part 2, The Coming Race. That took and our celebrity death pool, and now I have the hiccups.
Okay, so while you have hiccups, I have decided that I am going to have to get another degree in engineering to do this sheet because I realized that first strike points would be moot based on the new scoring system.
Correct.
Therefore, I have come up with a new bonus point structure for 2015.
Oh, cool.
And this happened throughout the course of the commercial break.
Right. In which I didn't particularly try to find a Christmas-related one. It just so happened to be one.
That worked out very well. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
So, let's say out of all of the picks, we have 8 total deaths. I'm being optimistic here.
We're being optimistic about deaths. Yes.
Oh, well, optimistic regarding participation and the collective intelligence of our listeners.
Yeah.
Because this is the first year that we have Radio Fubar listeners that are going to be, hopefully, participating. They're
mandatory participation, by the way, Radio Fubar listeners. Mandatory.
So
if you don't do it, you can't listen anymore. We'll ban you.
A total of 8 deaths.
Right.
Instead of a first strike award, the first pick that passes away gets 8 points. Second pick would get 7. Third pick would get 6, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
I refer to this as the NASCAR system because
nobody
but me is going to understand it.
Somehow, Ryan Newman is going to win the celebrity death pool, and no one will know how.
So by next October, everybody who doesn't have points gets kicked out, and all the people who have points get sent back to 0 again, and we start off of what's left?
Yes. And then in December, only 4 people will be left to compete.
Okay.
In December.
And if a celebrity happens to be mortally wounded but somehow recovers, we'll just call that a spin out. You know, they hit the wall.
Rubbin is racing.
Yeah.
If too many people die, we'll have to wave the caution flag, and no one else can die for a while.
Yeah, true. Because we're in control of this.
No, if anybody dies during that, they get disqualified.
Okay. Speaking of lunacy, all right, there are several topics to talk about here, and I don't know if any of them are going to come through. But we just got done with October, all right? So we got done with girls dressing up as whores, got done with people random kids coming to your door asking for candy, and we're now done corn mazes. Now, Mike, I doubt that a corn maze is very big business around where you live.
You would be surprised, my friend.
Oh, yeah. New Jersey
farms.
is a big corn state.
We do have farms. We have corn mazes. We have haunted hay rides. We have all that shit.
Okay. Well, how dumb are the people that go to your corn mazes?
Pretty fucking dumb. This is Jersey we're talking about.
Okay. Well,
usually they go there after going to Walmart.
according to this story, people are getting lost in a corn maze and calling 911.
Okay.
You know, rather than just picking a direction and walking.
You know, people don't realize they like feel bad because they don't want to step on the corn to get out. If I was panicked, man, listen, I would run straight through corn. I wouldn't give a shit. Fuck it. It ain't like they're actually going to be picking that corn to sell. No.
Yeah. At first glance, the story looks ridiculous. News coverage for people getting is how frequently it occurs. According to the owner of the maze, there are 911 calls weekly. What's keeping people from giving up and just walking through the corn in a straight line? It's corn. It's just corn. It's not a 40-foot concrete wall. Let's see. I bet it won't, because it's a pain in the butt. And of course it doesn't. It does play. But yeah, that ridiculous.
Since we live in corn country, at some point in your life, you've walked in the cornfield?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, you're not in corn country, Mike. Have you ever walked in a cornfield?
No, not for anything other than a corn maze, no.
Okay. It's not too difficult to walk without a maze, because corn is usually in a straight line.
Yeah.
Got a row.
Yeah.
And you just walk down the row until suddenly you're not in a field anymore.
Yeah, but no, these people were calling 911 to get help out.
And even if they were like a concrete maze, how many people don't? I guess there's a lot of all these people, I guess, but it's like any maze could be solved by putting your right hand out, touching the wall, and walking, and never taking your hand off the wall. Eventually, every maze, as long as it's a well-built maze, you'll be able to get out, unless there's like a wall that isn't connected to any other wall.
That is not entirely true, because I know that because I saw Inception.
Yeah, but then you just have to keep the top spinning.
Yes.
True. So as long as you're not in a Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah.
Anybody who ever watched that old screensaver in Windows knows this, because that was its maze-solving mode.
Or anybody that ever played Snake on a Nokia phone, which was basically the stripped-down version of Tron Light Cycles.
Yes.
That was something that I wanted to talk about. Did you see the InterDive opened up and has like 200 retro games that are emulated in a browser now?
I saw your post about that.
And guess what?
That's very interesting.
About 3 of them are actually playable.
Oh, Jesus.
Because they don't tell you what the fucking controls for each game are. I tried to play Tron, which is what made me think of this, because the light cycle. They don't tell you what the freaking controls are. I spent 45 minutes trying to figure out how to speed up and turn a light cycle. You think arrow keys, right? No. Of course not. I'm hitting every goddamn key on the keyboard trying to figure out how to make the light cycle turn right, and nothing happening. And I didn't try to play like Joust or anything like that, because anything where I got to sit there and keep tapping keys, no, I'm too old for that shit.
Yeah.
Carpal tunnel is a reality in my world now. I can't be playing games like that.
I downloaded PyMame, which is a MAME emulator which fits on this little Raspberry Pi box.
Okay.
It's the size of a couple decks of cards.
Yeah.
So that is going inside my my arcade machine as soon as I get a new monitor for it. Because the problem is the Pi only has HDMI output, and my monitor that I had marked for my arcade is VGA only. So But otherwise,
Maybe
I already have like
PTR.
5,000 games on this thing. So that's going to be pretty cool when I get it done.
Yeah, and luckily it doesn't take quarters. Like I remember the arcade games that had like 10 and 1.
Oh, yeah.
You got to pick your game, and never fails. You scroll. There's the game I want. Hit the start button. Ah, shit, it scrolled one more before. Now I'm playing fucking Pong.
When I wanted to play Rampage.
Yeah.
All I wanted to do was play Rampage.
I tried to play Paperboy on this thing. Yeah, that was complete and utter fail.
Oh, no, no, those web-based emulators just never work very well. I've tried to play Pac-Man on one of them, and it just didn't work.
Then it crashes.
Yeah. So.
By the way, it's $8 for a HDMI to VGA.
Only sometimes works. It's not 100% reliable.
Yep.
So.
A bunch of these are active, though.
Yeah. So yeah, there's another one. There's another story out. Unfortunately, it's mostly these are all video, but there was a mother in Dayton, Ohio is outraged after a recent purchase at a dollar store.
Oh.
While on a recent shopping spree, she picked up a toy for her young daughter. This is a 2-year-old. A princess wand. Seems innocent enough, but after peeling back the foil on the end of the wand, an image of a girl cutting her wrists was revealed.
What?
The mother was pissed, but what she failed to realize is the wand is called the Evil Stick. The store manager couldn't have cared less about this. He said the packaging clearly states the name of the toy, but said he wouldn't remove the item unless he received enough complaints, and I'm with him. This is basically a stick which does the little moo ha 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 and the you will die noise and all kinds of other stuff. It's a gag. It's a novelty gag. It just happened to be next to the fake Barbies, fake Kens, the horrible dollar store toys.
Obviously, it is the mother's fault for being in such a crappy store.
It is. Nothing good ever happens at a dollar store. Dollar stores are good for plastic bags.
Uh-huh.
You can get those there. Soda, because you can actually get 2-liter bottles there sometimes. Cleaning supplies, because cleaning supplies are cleaning supplies most of the time. Windex is Windex. Paper towels, paper plates, basically your paper products.
Vinegar and ammonia or chemical element or chemical.
Yeah, they're the same no matter what. If you need plastic bowls or something like that, those are okay there. Maybe some really cheap silverware. If you need cheap party decorations, they're good for that. Mm-hmm. If you need the happy birthday letters that span out, or the congratulations or whatever, it's good for that. If you're going to the dollar store to buy toys for your kids, you're poor. And you really should just pick them instead. Because if your daughter comes to play at someone else's house and the other kid has their Barbie and Ken and Malibu Dream House and their Corvette, or convertible, and then your daughter is bringing like her Courtney doll, that has wide hips and is a little too short and its hair falls out. All right, all you're doing is getting your child a beating.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, it's going to be an Eddie Murphy montage from the ice cream bit. You don't got no ice cream. You can't have none because you on the welfare. That's what it's going to be like. Okay? That Mike, am I wrong there?
No. I think you're right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, I feel. Look, Kim and I shop in the dollar store. We love the dollar store. But we're not buying toys for kids. We buy stuff at the dollar store that we know it's a joke. Right?
Yeah.
Like the prizes we give away at Tiki.
Exactly.
A lot of them come from the dollar store. Why?
I bought prizes.
And funny.
I bought prizes for my DJ stuff at the dollar store.
Yes.
Because I'm not getting paid enough to give real prizes.
No.
So I gave $1 million candy bars because the 100 grand bars cost more than I was willing to pay. All right? And I gave out little ping pong ball shooter guns and said, hey, look, here's a home security system. Congratulations. But it made a Christmas party kind of fun.
Yes.
You know, that's what you do. And you expect them to last 0 times of use. It's the same reason why when I buy stuff at Harbor Freight, I am not upset if it breaks on the second use.
Well,
it is expected.
Second is a little. Well, it depends on what you're buying.
Yeah.
I mean, look, a pair of pliers is a pair of pliers, right?
Right.
Power tools, I do believe that stuff that you plan on using a lot, get the good shit. Stuff
right.
That you may use sometimes, okay.
But when I buy a 4-in-1 screwdriver for $2, I last very long, or be very good, which is why that's the one that I buy so that I can leave it at every single client so that I always have a screwdriver there when I need it.
Yes. Okay.
It's good enough to take screws out of computers. All right? That's what it's good enough for. For $2, it's good enough for that. I have like a dozen of them running around town right now.
I got to be honest with you. My tool bag, like when I go to work on people's wall mounts and stuff, I have, and now's the time to mention it because they sell them now at Home Depot. You go to Home Depot now, they have the little section with the cheap-ass stocking stuffer gifts.
Yes.
Right? $20. It's a little stubby set.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
A stocking set with the little handle, a small crescent wrench, and a ratcheting screwdriver. That is my go-to tool set. I use that more than my mechanics set. Why?
Well, I'll tell you what.
It's convenient.
I got a Cobalt tool set. Now, it wasn't super cheap. It was like $50 for a bunch of different tools in there. You know, the ones that you'll use most of the time. I use the hell out of that thing.
Yes.
You know, and so sometimes those are good. But again, that was at Lowe's that I got that. It wasn't at the dollar store. You know, the dollar store, I go and I get a USB cable at. Because how can you screw up a USB cable?
Well,
if I'm just using it for power, it's a little bit hard. It's kind of hard to screw up.
No, power, that's the worst one because those things will fucking melt.
Well, but this is just the cable. It's not the adapter. It's just the raw cable.
It will melt.
Okay, fine. We don't use that. Don't buy toys at the dollar store.
Yes. So there's another story that I just saw from your site. Went looked up. I saw a story earlier. I was talking about how over the next decade, soda is going down in the U.S. Meaning, people are getting to not like soda.
You want to know what's going down? Gasoline was at $2.67 when I went to work this morning. It was $2.99 when I came home.
Yeah.
32 cents in 8 hours?
Easy. Don't have an aneurysm.
But
32 cents. It took 3 weeks to get it down.
You know what?
In 8 hours, it goes up 32 cents. I don't bitch when it goes up a nickel, but damn, this is costing me dollars.
Now I gotta look. Do I even have the app on this phone? Yeah.
What, Gas Buddy?
Yeah. Now I got to look because gas was getting ridiculously cheap by us.
Yeah.
No,
I bet it's not anymore.
No, I don't have an account. Fine, I'll log in with Facebook, whatever.
Anyway, so while you look that up, so
Yeah.
they're just saying that Pepsi is well placed because they've been putting more products in, more than just soda. But Coca-Cola is almost exclusively soda.
Yeah. Did you see the latest product that Pepsi's putting out?
That's where I'm getting to.
Okay.
That's where I'm getting to. So I was like, oh, that's an interesting story. But now I see that Pepsi is doing everything they can to continue the people disliking soda thing. Do you have any idea what we're talking about, Mike?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So they're looking at Doritos flavored soda.
No, it's Doritos.
Doritos.
It's Doritos. That's the official name of it.
Dorito flavored Mountain Dew. This is not, because there was a Mountain Dew flavored Dorito, but this is the other way around.
Yes.
This is a Mountain Dew flavored like nacho cheese Doritos.
Yes. And I think it's, I mean, they come out with these different Mountain Dews all the time.
Yes.
The Code Red, the Orange, you know, they actually got rid of my favorite, which is Amp Zero. You can't find the damn thing hardly anymore. You know, they got rid of, now they've got the Midnight Black or whatever it is. They've got the all kinds
They all
of
sugar,
crap.
so I haven't had any of
Yes. But they got, let's see here, different flavors. Mountain Dew. Here, how many ones do they have? Do Wikipedia.
There's a wiki specifically for Mountain Dew.
Of course there is.
No, I mean like a
promotions.
separate site, not a Mountain Dew page on Wikipedia.
Oh, I'm looking at the Wikipedia, on. So we have for Mountain Dew, regular, diet, caffeine-free. What's the point? Caffeine-free diet, Code Red, Diet Code Red, Livewire, Baja Blast, Voltage, Throwback, Whiteout, Game Fuel Cherry Citrus, Game Frenzy, Grape, Supernova, Solar Flare. And now we're going to be adding Doritos.
No.
By the way,
No,
for those
no,
of you
no,
wondering, Baja Blast is only sold in Taco Bell. Throwback is the one with cane sugar. Passion Fruit Frenzy is sold only in New Zealand. And Grape is sold only in Japan. Solar Flare is in 7-Eleven only. Evidently, there was also a Whiteout, Distortion, and Typhoon, as well as Revolution, Supernova. We already said that one.
There's caffeine-free Mountain Dew? What the fuck is the point?
I know! I have no idea.
Actually, I like caffeine-free Mountain Dew. It's really good at the end of the day when you're actually planning to sleep soon, but you still want a Mountain Dew. But yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a problem with Mountain Dew to begin with because I think even Dale Jr. is going to be like, y'all ain't going to put that Doritos stuff on my car. I know he's sitting in his trailer like, ah, shit, what's a Doritos going to look like?
Or they're going to make me drink it. Because they better be giving me a lot more money than they are now.
Supposedly, it's
I love the taste
starting in.
I love the taste of Diet Dew, but Doritos piss me off.
Supposedly, starting in 2015, they're going to begin testing Doritos on U.S. college campuses.
This is going to go if there's a God in heaven, this will go the way of Crystal Pepsi.
I liked Crystal Pepsi though.
I liked Crystal Pepsi.
You got I
think it was a Midwest thing.
But no, I think it was more of the age thing.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I think how old were we then? Like 14.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think so.
Now, see,
I also liked Zima, so there's no accounting for.
Oh my God, there's something so wrong.
That's just because you could pretend it was Crystal Pepsi.
No, it was because I could drink it and it didn't leave any smell on your breath.
Right.
So that was my underage drink. Evidently, there's also been Darth Dew, Dew MDX, Pitch Black Freeze, Maximum Cream Slush, Arctic Burst, Kryptonic Ice, Game Fuel, Max Air, Shock Freeze, Max Air 2, Thin Ice, Max Air 3, Dew Extreme, Whiteout Freeze, Cool Lotta, Game Fuel Halo 4 Edition, Adrenaline, Cold Fusion, Kickstart, Energized Code Red, and Electric Charge.
Now, why would my wife send me this now? Anyway, now I completely forgot what the hell I was going to say.
I know the feeling.
Oh, there was somebody. Big Sal posted up a thing today. I mean, I know we're kind of talking soda, but just talking something else. I'm just trying to pull this up related to soda. We talked about Monster, like we got the Red Bull settlement coming up. Where everybody's going to get a nickel by the time it's all done. Well, apparently, somebody took it upon themselves to analyze Monster Energy drinks branding.
Oh, I heard this on the radio. It was some religious nut, wasn't it?
Stating that the symbol for Monster is basically 3 characters that represent the Hebrew symbols for the number 666.
Not only that, but in Revelations, they talk about they reference the devil as the monster, or the beast. The beast, and the Monster slogan is "Release the Beast."
Yes.
In addition, they have the F word on the can,
along with MILF.
Yes, MILF, and several other things like that.
There's a cross on there that when you drink, the cross
is upside down. But they don't remember that when it's on the table, it's right side up.
But the bitch talking has a necklace on that appears to be a symbol of the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Does she also have a problem with roller coasters that go upside down? Because it means that any crosses worn by anybody on the roller coaster are now upside down too.
Well, it's kind of along the same lines of my grandfather used to wear. It's called an Italian horn. I don't know if I've talked about this or not.
I don't remember it.
It's basically one side of a bull's horn. It's a golden necklace. My daughter loves it. All right. Now, it was associated for a while with promiscuity and, a highly sexual attitude, because a lot of Italian guys and stuff like that wore it. And so somebody made a comment to my daughter about it, and did she know what that meant? And she said, well, no. And then she came to me and she said, well, did you know what this means? Because they told her. And I'm like, I don't think that's what it means, because I know my grandfather, and I don't think that's what he would have worn. And so I looked it up, and it actually has to do with virginity. And so that's how things like this can get turned around very easily. People don't know what the hell they're talking about. Monster is an energy drink company that makes money. All right? Who does great at marketing. That's what they do. Just like
That's
this.
all that they do.
Yeah.
Anything that says Monster on it, no matter what it is, it's pure marketing.
Yeah, it's like Red Bull. Yeah. It's marketing.
It's like the Monster brand,
Cables.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Guaranteed crap with a fancy name.
My response when Sal posted it was, "Bah, I'll still buy this stuff by the case, bitches." And he says, "You the devil." I said, "Yep, and there's something wrong with my medulla oblongata too." Bitches.
I mean, there's... Oh, wrong one.
I was trying to find... Yeah, it don't work when you got to explain what you're doing.
Oh, trust me, I know. But I gotta
It's
get
like
this one.
it's like putting the Keystone Cops on the radio. It don't work.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
It sucks sometimes.
Well, you know, sometimes they say that goat is the symbol of the devil.
And that's never fun. But more often than not, they associate... Damn, there's a lot of these.
Something like this with the devil.
Hi, Kent.
Wake up, Ed. Ed, wake up. It's God.
I love that movie. That's a great... If you don't know what that movie is, you should look it up.
You know what? They should remake that while we're at it.
No, don't remake that. It was good the way it was. It was perfectly fine the way it was.
I mean, Christ.
It was hot and I was hungry.
Now they're... I read something today that Evil Dead is going to be turned into a TV series.
Oh, God, I hope not. I really hope not, because that's horrible.
Let me see. Yeah, it popped up in trend. Yep. Stars has ordered the Evil Dead series from Sam Raimi. And Bruce Campbell is coming back to play Ash.
Okay, well, that's going to be a long... how are they going to explain the difference, the timeline?
They've had many timelines.
Okay.
I have no idea, but Stars does not instill confidence in me when it comes to miniseries like this.
No, they need to go with, like, HBO.
As much as I liked Torchwood Miracle Day, it didn't go anywhere.
No.
And
well, here is
possibly the worst cliffhanger ever. I need to know what happened to Mekhi Phifer, goddammit.
Yeah.
And how long before Jack Harkness became the face of Bo?
Are you all caught up with Doctor Who now?
I am.
Colin, you're all caught up?
Definitely caught up.
I'm caught up. I know. All right, Doctor Who time, folks. If you're not caught up, tune out now. All right, so I thought they were going to write off Clara this way. By the little preview of the Santa Claus episode, which is coming up next, it looks like maybe she's not gone for good.
No, she's... Spoiler alert.
Uh-huh.
No, the Christmas episode is her last episode.
Okay, that's going to be her last episode.
Right.
Yes.
All right, but they are going to resolve. They're going to resolve the lie that she told him on the Christmas episode.
Yeah, no idea.
Okay.
Your guess is as good as mine. I'm sure it will be resolved because otherwise it'd be difficult. I mean, it's like, well, we're not going to resolve it now, but she's leaving the show, so we're just going to ignore it now. I think it'll have to be resolved. But
see, because they could have, if Santa hadn't said anything about it, you would have just said, okay, they parted their ways, done and done.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why they decided that they needed more of her on there. They could have just like David Tennant in Voyage of the Damned, they could have just started off the Christmas special with him not having a companion, and then boom, next season he picks one up.
I am as hot as she is, and she is very hot. I'm going to be glad to see her gone, because
my daughter's very happy to see her gone because she didn't like her at all.
Because this entire season, or series in the British terminology, this entire series, it just became the Clara Oswald show with her weird friend, the Doctor, who was there too.
It was an interesting way. It was a completely different way of introducing a new Doctor.
Yeah.
Compared to all the other ones that we've seen. Mike, your take?
I am with Colin. This season has been somewhat of a letdown, and I think you hit the nail on the head. That it's been too focused on Clara, whatever. Hotness.
Now, I think that the bank job episode was one of the best episodes of this series.
Yes, that was a good
for
episode.
me. I really liked that one. Because that one was somewhat unknown, and you didn't know who the architect was.
There were many good episodes this year. There were, and the 2D one, that was fun.
Oh, where the TARDIS was shrinking, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that one I liked.
Again, it was too heavy. There wasn't enough Doctor.
Yeah.
Because he was stuck in the TARDIS. But just that was just some of the funniest stuff ever on that show. Because
I also liked the Orient Express one.
Yep.
That was a good one, and that was less her and more him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because she got locked in the room.
Right.
Now, my biggest concern is who takes her place.
Oh.
Well, isn't it a black girl that's going to take her place?
I'm not sure.
Here's my question that I had when at the end of Dark Water, the first of the two-parters season finale there, is the fact that we learned that the Master was Missy, is that going to shut the people up who wanted a female Doctor, or is it only going to egg them on worse that they finally got a female Doctor, or a female Time Lord, but it was an evil one?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think
Because that's been a huge topic of discussion is, it's time for the Doctor to be a woman. And, okay, fine, we'll give you one. It's a baddie? What?
I think it's fine someday to have a female Doctor, because it's already been proven that it's possible.
After we're dead.
No, as long as they find the right actress to do the
Well, but they can't have Catherine Tate.
No, she'd be a horrible Doctor.
I thought she was pretty funny.
She was funny, but she'd be a horrible Doctor.
So, there was a lot of different speculation about who it would be, but anyway, yeah.
I even
Helen Mirren was actually a thought at one point.
I even remember them saying Idris Elba was being considered at one point.
Yeah.
And I don't know, a black Doctor?
But
I'm okay if a black Doctor.
Richard Ayoade was rumored, and I was all for that one.
Yes, that'd be fine. Idris is a bit too physically
buff,
imposing.
Yeah, I
not
thought
really the buff. That's just that he is a guy that you feel physically afraid.
Now, Mike, do you know who Richard Ayoade is?
No.
Did you ever watch the IT Crowd?
No.
Okay. Well, he plays Moss on the IT Crowd, so I know that doesn't help at all.
But it's another show that you probably should watch sometime.
Yeah, especially given your occupation.
And also that they're trying to bring it to the U.S. again.
Again?
Yes.
That didn't work last time. Not going to work this time.
What would I have seen him in? I'm looking him up on IMDb right now.
Oh, there's a picture of him that somebody did as the Doctor, which I thought would have been cool.
Nothing that I would have seen.
No, not really.
I think not really the same thing.
No.
But Hugh Laurie would be a great Doctor.
He was already in a Red Nose special.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Okay. Do you want Mr. Bean as one too?
No.
Now, if she wasn't already cast as River Song, she would have been a good Doctor.
Yeah, but I want her to come back. I know it's not going to happen, but I want her to come back.
So,
the point being, there are certain actresses who would make a good Doctor, and if everything lines up well, they need a new person, they're available. Cool.
How about Jonathan Ross?
about Graham Norton?
No, not Graham Norton. He's too flamboyant.
He's another one. Stop. If it's not a fucking Top Gear commercial, it's the Graham Norton show.
Okay,
Who the fuck is Graham Norton?
He's one of the biggest late night hosts in England. That's who he is.
Yes.
And what did
He's
he
the
do?
Johnny Carson of England.
And
Okay, Johnny Carson of England.
Yeah.
And what did he do to become a host? Like, is that all he's ever done?
Pretty much.
Because for us in America, he's like the Ariana Grande of talk show hosts. He just came out of nowhere and is apparently a celebrity.
Okay, but it's English culture that has invaded America, so we're not going to know who he is. It's like we barely know who Jerry Halliwell is, but she is still huge over there.
Did you just make a Spice Girls reference?
Yes, I did. She's still performing over there.
What about Jerry Halliwell as a female doctor?
I'd like to play doctor with Jerry Halliwell, but, you know.
I might as well just go with Mel B. He's been all over the place lately.
But Mike, you have to understand, there are certain properties of BBC which make almost all their money, all right? It's Graham Norton, Top Gear, Doctor Who, and Sherlock. That's what makes money for BBC.
Okay, so Orphan Black, no.
No. See, you can't think of anything else.
Copper?
Nope.
All right, I give up then. All right, so Colin, who is the next companion going to be?
No idea.
Because I thought it was going to be Danny Pink's relative that was in one of the first episodes as an astronaut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who it was rumored to be.
And then it looked like the girl who worked for Unit would have been good. Which people are saying she still could be, because that may not have been her that was killed.
What do you mean it could? Oh, because of the yeah, you're right. It could have been.
Yeah. Oh, because the Cyberman saved
No.
her when she fell. That one that you're talking about?
No, he's talking about the nerdy one with the glasses and the inhaler.
That would have been awesome.
Well, she still could be, because in the Time of the Doctor, is that it?
Yes.
The Time of the Doctor episode, there was a duplicate made of her.
There was a Zygon.
A Zygon made a duplicate of her.
So it could have been the Zygon who was killed.
I doubt it, because the Zygon didn't need the inhaler.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Maybe she just got really good at pretending.
Maybe.
Or maybe we can have the Zygon as a companion. That works too. So you can have a different companion every week.
Well, and then he wouldn't kiss her because they had poison sacs in their tongue.
Yes.
See? I know stuff.
And no hugs either.
Yeah. So,
Well, wait a second.
God. Yeah. So all these different things. By the way, Top Gear is the 16th highest rated show of all time for the BBC.
That's just on the BBC. That's not even accounting its worldwide
Right,
sales.
worldwide. And this is the BBC. Yeah. To give you an idea, I don't even know if Doctor Who's on here. Doctor Who isn't even on this list, I don't think. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so at the beginning of this last episode of Doctor Who,
Yes.
did you notice they changed the titles?
I saw that on Reddit. Somebody as the eyes.
Yes, and they also switched the order of the names.
Nah.
Yeah, Jenna Coleman got top billing,
Yeah.
which
That's not something a lot of shows do, because changing the titles is an expensive thing.
Yeah.
And obviously Doctor Who doesn't have that great a budget.
No, they're really low budget, which you can tell. But I thought it was great. I thought it was great that they brought the Brigadier back.
Yes.
Even though they didn't really bring him back, they brought him back.
Yes.
They couldn't have actually brought him back because he's dead. but it's nice that they made an homage to
The
him.
entire plot was stupid, but that actually made it worthwhile.
Yeah, I love that.
And how useless is Danny Pink?
Pretty useless. Well,
Well,
his speech at the end was confusing.
It's a guy who got hurt by his officers telling him to do stuff, and now his entire, it's just, I was really.
You were glad that he died.
I was glad he died and he went away.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a weird. That was a whole weird speech there thing, but I don't know. It was interesting. I still don't understand. By the way,
what do you mean?
How he regenerated into Missy?
Well, he was stuck in Gallifrey.
No.
Yeah.
No, because he escaped Gallifrey before the Time War obliterated both sides.
So when Gallifrey tried to come back, he attacked the Timothy Dalton and helped move Gallifrey back out into being stuck again. And when that happened, he was also stuck with Gallifrey.
I didn't think so. I didn't think that happened that way. But I could be wrong. I don't know. There's too much. The moment you think you understand Doctor Who, you don't understand Doctor Who.
Tommy Wybie, Wibbly Wobbly.
All right, let's.
The real question is, did the Master really get killed this time? Or
hell, I don't know.
Or even bigger question, was it really the Master?
Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's talk about this article real quick. We'll wrap up on this November 10th article. So it's 2014. So it's today's article. All right. Evidently, thousands of children are being poisoned by a common household chemical. Mike, any guess as to what it is?
If this is a laundry pod thing, I'm going to sign off before we even play the credits.
Okay, moving along, there's another article about 11 things that you should not learn from pornography.
I'll tell you, this came up on our news today. And as soon as I read the headline at the bottom, I didn't even give Kim a chance to explain it. I said, why the fuck are people storing detergent pods near their candy?
Yeah, I don't get that either. My detergent is underneath the sink along with the other cleaning chemicals.
And why? I mean, we've been getting the same stories about kids eating laundry pods for the last 3 years. They've changed the container that they were in. They've done everything they can, other than including a robot with the pods, watching it for kids and going, "These aren't candy."
How big do these kids think jelly beans get?
It's one thing when you were a kid and you'd go into grandma's cabinet and you'd find the baking chocolate, thinking, oh, it's chocolate, and you take a bite and you're like, oh my God.
It's bittersweet, it's horrible. Oh yeah, no, I did that. I thought one time I went to my mom's cabinet and I thought, I feel like some chocolate. Oh look, chocolate chips, that'll be good. Handful.
They're not going off about the dishwasher pods, because some of those, like you get the ones with the finished Powerball in the middle.
Yeah.
Those look more like candy than Tide pods.
Yeah.
Those look like they have a gumball center.
I think it's another company that just wants to throw Tide off their game.
It's OxyClean.
With Power Boost.
They're still reeling about the loss of Billy Mays.
And Flash hasn't made up for the sales.
No. Because
that's
the
what
other
it
guy is just not as charismatic as Billy Mays. He needs to grow a beard. That's the problem. That's who the next Doctor Who should be.
Billy Mays?
No. Phil Robertson.
I don't think he could pull it off. Somehow I don't think so. I think he would stroll up to Jack Harkness and have a heart attack.
I think that would be awesome. What if?
Which, by the way, I want Captain Jack back.
Yeah.
All
What
right?
if?
Get his ass off Arrow and put him back on Doctor Who.
What if Jack Harkness became the Doctor somehow?
Well,
They should do that in the Christmas episode just to fuck with people, because the conspiracy theorists would just completely lose their goddamn mind.
No, he would be a terrible Doctor. Terrible Doctor. Oh, he'd be everything the Doctor shouldn't be.
I don't know. But it's that time.
I don't have Graham Norton be the Doctor.
Richard Hammond as the next Doctor Who.
What's his name? This guy.
Richard Simmons?
Richard Simmons is the Doctor. There you go.
God.
Okay, we give up. Just stop moving.
No. John Gosling.
Honey Boo Boo is the Doctor. There you go.
Oh, God.
Mama June as Doctor Who. Oh, well. All right, folks, you've been listening to PTR Radio here on the Fabulous Interweb. We want to thank our wonderful host, Radio Fubar. Don't forget, coming up in December, we've got the Celebrity Death Pool. Stay tuned to PTRradio.com and all of our social media outlets to find out how to apply for that, as well as to keep up with the rest of the show. Subscribe to our podcast. That way you can hear all 2 hours of the show in one sum. That's right. We pay out like Vegas. So with that said, our next live show, when we'll be on, will be the 24th. Until then, you'll be able to hear the second hour, which is what you just heard, next week on Radio Fubar, and you'll be able to catch us in the week in review for Radio Fubar. With that said, I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I'm Mike the Apeman.
Stick a fork in us, folks, because we are done. Later.